Okay, done. Live start. ये भी start है. Live start है ना. A very good evening to all our live viewers as we are back with another exciting contest in the CineCric Premier League Season 3. ViKings taking on Tollywood Avengers. News from the center is that ViKings have won the toss and they have opted to bat first. Satish and Vineet. Satish and Vineet are the two openers out in the center for ViKings, whereas RJ Surya to open with the ball in hand. Beautiful shape there for Surya. Ball coming in sharply for the right-hander. Satish did exceedingly well to keep it out. Ball went straight to the short cover. That's a dot ball. Good start for the bowling team. Tollywood. Once again, this time beautifully controlled shot. That ball is racing away right in between. No point chasing that ball, as the outfield here as SCG cricket ground is lightning quick. First runs for the ViKings. Once again a shape for Surya. This time Satish waits on the back foot, plays it very late and finds the gap between square leg and fine leg. Now the fielder pushed back in that very region after that boundary. Square leg now pushed back. Got four fielders on the outside. Long on, short mid wicket, deep square leg, huge out. Ball coming in sharply. Not out, says the umpire, as it was doing too much. That ball finishing outside leg stump. That is the reason why going away, coming in for the right-hander with the angle. Umpire denies the appeal. Good delivery from Surya. Good comeback after being taken for a boundary. Once again, a good delivery. Equally well played by the batter. Straight down to long on for a single. All along the carpet. Score moves to 5. In fact, it was Vineet who got that boundary and a single. Now Satish on the strike. Steady start for ViKings. Both the teams filled with stars. We are expecting this one to be a very good game. Tollywood Avengers haven't given away too many runs in the very first over. They have kept things tight. Only one boundary and a single so far in the 5 delivery. Now the lefty Satish to face the final ball of the over. What a shape that was. Completely squaring up the left-hander who tentatively looking to play at that one. Nice carry to the wicket-keeper. Dot ball to close out the first over. ViKings after 5 without any loss. Well, an excellent first over from Surya. बराबर चला. अभी चेक कर लो. ओ वायर का नॉन का. तो वो कट करना बोल तो कैसा? नहीं वो नीचे कर दिया ना, अभी कर दो कंप्लीट. वो भी आ गया. 130 matches for Naveen Raj, 138 wickets, economy 7.19, best figures of 5 for 15 for him. He's a right arm pacer. He's shading the new ball alongside RJ Surya, who's bowled well in his first over, only conceding 5. This over so far goes for 5. 2 deliveries yet to bowl. All in all, 10 without any loss. Vikings. Once again, very full delivery, attacking the stump. This time driven straight, but the connection was not ideal, so it will be cut off by mid-on and mid-off fielder. It will only be a single. Score moves to 11. With that, Satish gets off the mark. A delivery to be bowled in this over. Right hand, left hand combination, right at the top for Vikings. Operating with a very full delivery, attacking the stumps, beautifully clipped away, but will not find the fence as it goes straight to the short mid wicket. A slight error, so it will only be a single to close out the over. A good over all in all from Naveen Raj. 7 runs coming off that one after 2. Vikings 12 without any loss. Well, a very steady start for Vikings. 11 lost wickets, but haven't scored at a blistering score rate as well. So even starts for both the teams. This is a very high voltage game. Vikings taking on Tollywood Stars. Well, RJ Surya to continue. Appeal. That will only be a formality as that ball was clearly drifting down the leg. No interest whatsoever from the match official as well. Dot ball to start off the third over. This is CineCric Premier League Season 3 played at SCG Cricket Ground. This is the league stage. Vikings winning the toss, opting to bat first against Tollywood Avengers. So far, 12 without any loss after 2.1. Well, that ball was very close to the off stump. What a shape that was for RJ Surya. Well, he is a swing magician with the ball. in excess of 125.68 for Raven Singer is in at number 3 for Vikings. And the right hander joins in. The right hander, so right hand left hand combination broken. Naveen Raj will continue into the second over, will bowl the fourth of the inning. Starts off with a length delivery. Beautifully defended off the front foot. Good take by the bowler in his follow through. Makes the ball on a bounce. Well, the fielder here running all the way just to applaud that effort from the bowler, getting his body on the line. Well, that ball kept real low, huge appeal. That looked mighty close. Well, that was just short of good length. Batter was looking to play on the back foot. That was a mighty close call, and they have referred it. They have sent it upstairs. Well, all went up as that ball kept low, wrapped the batter very low on the patch. The only question is whether it's missing the leg stump or not. That was a mighty close call. Let's see what the Hawk Aisha just beneath Abil, the man there, who received absolute unplayable delivery. You can't play a delivery on a back of good length, which kept such low. He was up, expecting the ball to come at waist level, but that ball really low. Decision still pending. Match officials both converged and having a very good look at that one, as that was a very mighty close call. 17 for 1 Vikings after 3.1. Will this decision go in the favor of batting team, or is there a twist in a tail? But fielding team, they looked very convinced and they stayed away in the very 5 seconds, send it upstairs. Well, a confirmation have come and it's been given out. And I was saying it looked mighty close in the real time. Match official got it wrong there. That ball was crashing into middle and leg. Rightfully, a brilliant review there used by Tollywood Avengers. They got it right. They absolutely took no time as they were pretty convinced. As I said, that was an unplayable delivery. You can't blame Vinith for that, but he's gone. Well, Vikings, two down in the blink of an eye. One brings two, as they say. Tollywood Avengers mighty pleased with their decision. Technology took some time, but it arrived and rightfully gets the decision spot on. Vikings lose Winit. Winit departs without troubling the scorers. He goes for duck. A second ball duck for Winit. Well, Tollywood Avengers, the tail will be up for them as they have got two inside the power play. The new batter in is Ayush Sai Samarth in at number 4 for Vikings, and the right-hander in for Vikings. 321 matches for him, 10,493 runs, averaging 43. Strike rate 126.27, gets off the mark. In some style, played that ball very late. There was a fielder behind, but he had to do good work there in the deep. Had to move, had to cover good ground towards his left. By the time he gets the ball back to the wicketkeeper, both the batters easily completing two. Score moves to 9. Ayush Sai Samath getting off the mark in the very first ball he faces. Well, two new batters out in the center for Vikings in the air, but no one there inside the circle. Fielder there behind does well. Well, but the throw wasn't up to the mark. But still, it will only be a single for Vikings as their score moves to 20. A productive over for Avengers as they have got a wicket and only conceded 3 so far. A priceless wicket of Vineet coming in that very over. Two deliveries yet to be bowled in the over. Once again, punched off the back foot. There's a fielder behind in the point region. He does the cleanup job. So it's only a single. Good field placement this from Avengers. They've got a very packed field on the onside, whereas they have left field open on the offside. Singles are on offered. Short third, deep gully, then point inside, then a deep extra cover and mid off. This time beautifully punched towards the right of point fielder. They're coming back for second and they'll complete the second with ease. Well, a good job by deep extra cover fielder, but it will be couple of runs to close out the over. Vikings after 4 overs, 23 for the loss of 2. Good start for the bowling team. They were invited to bowl first. Vikings opting to bat first after winning the toss up until now hasn't proved out to be the right decision. They've done the right thing to bat first as it's a very good surface. RJ Surya will continue now into his third over. Once again, starts off outside off stump. He'll get that shape in. So he'll finish up more closer to the stump. So this is good thing from Surya. His ball very controlled length and line as well. We have seen bowlers who gets so much purchase from the surface, ends up bowling too many wides, but Surya very skilled, very aware of his skill, bowls a nice channel. Well, the batter there moved at the very last moment. He bailed out, so it's been given dead by the match officials. Excellent figure so far for Surya. 2.1 overs, 10 for 1. Well, an inside edge, a chance of a run out. Well, the ball went nowhere, and Raven Singer there looking for a quick single. Ayush Sai Samarth at the non-striker does well, sends him back in time. So no harm done. Back-to-back dot deliveries to start off the fifth over. Avengers spot on with a bowling in the power play. Once again, a length there, a misfield by the wicketkeeper, short third fielder after the ball. He'll cut that off, but it will be couple of runs for Vikings. Yes, by signal by the umpire. Batsman there getting beaten on the cut. Wicketkeeper had to go low to collect that ball. A second late on the ball, and the ball with that couple of runs, score moves to 25. Well, Vikings will search for boundaries. Drifted on the pads. Well, the batter there making too much room. Bowler followed him up nicely and tugged him for room. In the end, hitting his pad. Ball moved to square leg and they are through for a single. Leg by signal by the umpire. Score moves to 26. This is good bowling from RJ Surya. Is not getting as much as movement as he did in his previous 2 overs, but he's changed his plan. He's now concentrating on length more often. The swing, well, as I said, is not getting enough purchase as he did in last 2 overs. There's a conversation between wicketkeeper, bowler, and covers fielder for the review, but they decide against it rightfully, as that ball was clearly drifting down the leg. Well, mind games now played by Tollywood Avengers. Well, they know there will be things running in the batter's mind. Good tactics. Last ball of the over. Well, a slow one. This time the batter waits nicely onto that one and plays one with the very soft hands in the point for a single. Batter there happily seeing Surya off. Only three coming off that over. After 5 overs, Vikings are Well, that's a very good, handsome looking shot. That's a very good, handsome looking shot from the right hander, coming right off the meat. CineCric over there, failing to. Drifted on the pads. Appeal for leg before, but denied by the match official as that ball was clearly drifting down the leg. A boundary coming at the very first ball of the over off the blade of Ayush. Then a single, now a dot delivery. All in all, 5 runs of first half. Swing and a miss, and you miss, I hit, says Naveen Raj. That was a very full delivery. Raven Singer there playing across the line and completely plays down the wrong line, which brings his downfall. Third one down for Vikings. Inside the power play, well, Naveen Raj there getting his second wicket. Vikings gets the third. Well, this partnership was looking nice for the batting team, but suddenly they have lost a wicket. Raven Singer, the man dismissed, only one for him. Vikings 32 for the loss of 3 after 5.4. What a start this has been for Tollywood Avengers. They are all over Vikings at the moment. They have not only kept things tight, but they have got wickets. They have got 3 big wickets inside the very power play. They have dismissed the top order batters and they have conceded less than 6 runs per over. Well, this is nothing short of brilliance from Tollywood Avengers. 32 for 3, 5 in 5.4 overs. Power play clearly belongs to Tollywood Avengers. New batter in is Sri in at number 5 for Vikings. 32 matches for him. In fact, 235 matches for Sri. 3004 runs, averaging just over 16. Strike rate touch under 120, 119.63 to be precise for Sri. Another good delivery, even better effort in the follow through by Naveen Raj. He's completely charged up. His pace is up. So is his body language. Well, after bowling a long spell into his third over, he doesn't mind running after the ball just to save a single. 110 marks for the efforts for Naveen Raj. 2.5 overs, 18 for 2 so far. Economy just over 6, 6.35 for Naveen Raj so far. Last ball of the power play. Short and wide, looking to cut. This time the ball kept close, skids through the surface. It's a dot ball. A successful over comes to an end. 5 runs and a wicket coming off that one. After 6 overs, Vikings 32 for the loss of 3. Power play clearly belongs to Tollywood Avengers. Well, it started off to drizzle here at SCG. Once again, a very full delivery. Equally well fielded in the follow through by the bowler. Back to back dot deliveries to start off this seventh over. RJ Surya will ball out into his final over. A very long spell for him. In the air, will go over the infield. One bounce, two bounce, and into the boundary fence. First sign of aggression from Ayush. That was a slow one, but it was very full. Ayush read it early and got into very good position. Lifts it beautifully over mid on for a boundary. That's a much needed boundary for ViKings coming off the blade of Ayush as their score moves to 36. Once again, full attacking the stumps. This time Ayush happy to play it all along the carpet. Down to long off for a single. Well, after that boundary, they have got long on, long off, both right at the boundary, changing the tactics. Just trying to balance their aggression with caution there. Tollywood Avengers led with the soft hands, looking for the quick single, and they'll get it. Loud and early call for the single. Both the batters making the ground comfortably. Score moves to 38. Good little partnership. 6 of 7 between these two, Ayush and Sri. Ayush looking comfortable. 16 of just 11 deliveries with the help of two boundaries. Strike rate 145 for him. Well, that ball kept low, but Ayush did exceedingly well. Covered the line of the ball and stayed low and keeps it out. RJ Surya is done for the day. What a spell. He has bowled for Avengers. 4 overs, 17 for 1 for him. After 7, ViKings 38 for the loss of 3. Well, the drizzle now getting heavier and heavier. All eyes on the match officials. Understandably, this is a monsoon rain. First change in the bowling attack as Hitresh Avasti has been given the ball. He is a medium pacer. Looks to operate over the wicket now. 214 matches for Hritesh. 174 wickets. Economy 7.63. Best figures of 5 for 29. Starts off with attacking the stumps. Appeal for the run out, and that's been sent upstairs. Good work there in the fine leg. That ball was clipped, traveled very quickly to the short fine fielder who picked it up cleanly and throws the ball very quickly. Flat and sharp throw right over the stump. And wicketkeeper does well to dislodge the bail very quickly as that decision sent up by the square leg umpire. Well, it's been checked by the square leg umpire, TV umpire. In fact, it's been checked by TV umpire. That looked mighty close in the real time. Fielder there, batter there, just going couple of strides forward as the batters usually do. Was slow to come back, but was he too slow or he did well to get back in time? Well, that's been given out. Well, what can I say about that one? Batter just being lazy to get back inside the crease. He was never away from the crease, but it's just he was too lazy to drag his bat. Both wicket-keeper and fine leg fielder were very quick in their job, hence they get fourth one for their team. Sri, the man to dismissed, only scored one run out. Anuprasad in the fine leg. Good job by Kumar Sai with the gloves. Well, the new batter in is Manoj. 314 matches for Manoj, 300 and in fact 3,728 runs, averaging just under 15, strike rate in excess of 112. Is in at number 6. Short and wide, looking to cut, but gets beaten. Well, the bowling attack of Tollywood Avengers all over ViKings. Cut away in the gap, fielder after that one, but outfield lightning quick. That ball raced across the surface like a tracer bullet. What a shot that was to get off the mark. No better way to announce yourself on the batting crease. Manoj gets it short, wide. It was there. Had good piece of bat and placement was even better. He'll get a boundary. This time played off the back foot. There's a fielder behind. He won't get a boundary, but he'll get a single. Good from Manoj. 5 runs and a wicket so far of the over. Sri getting run out. The last ball of the over. Driven on the up all along the carpet. There's a fielder in the deep extra cover. He'll cut that off, so it will only be a single. 6 runs and a wicket coming off that over. After 8 over, Viking are 44 for the loss of 4. Plenty of fours in the scorecard. Good start for Hitesh Avasti. Well, Vikings need to stitch in a partnership. They've lost 4 top order batters. Manoj and Ayush both needs to stitch in a partnership for them. They need to take the game deep. They need to bat for few overs. They can afford to bat out few overs as they are setting a target before going after the bowlers. Punched away off a back foot. There's a fielder behind in the point, so it will only be a single. This time in the air, he looked to go straight downtown, possibly a safest place to hit. There's a no one in front of side screens, so it will be a single that was in the air for a very long while. Manoj, the man, looking for the big shot. Very full and beautifully played, but all along the carpet, down to long on for a single. Score moves to 47. Karam, the man introduced into the bowling attack. In the air, fielder coming underneath, and he takes it. Well, as I said, Manoj looking for the big shot. On that occasion, length was never there. He still went after that one. Doesn't get the elevation right. Hits it straight to the deep mid wicket, who takes an easy catch. He prefers reverse cup there, the deep fielder, and takes it to perfection. Fifth one down. Manoj, the man, dismissed. He departs after scoring run a ball 6. Well, now half of the team back in the sheds for Viking. 47 on the board. They have lost half the team back. 47 for 5 in just 8.4 overs. Well. Tollywood Avengers all over Vikings. They've got their fielders in the right place. They're bowling good channel. They're not allowing the batters to score singles freely. Hence, batters looking for the big shots, losing their wickets. Well, that's not the right way to do. Manoj there, falling for the trap. New batter in is Ajay AJ, in at number 7. Very full delivery, looking to drive on the up. Gets beaten on the outside edge. Karam, the man, introduced into the attack, straight away gets off the mark in the wicket column. 113 matches for him, 77 wickets, economy 7.94, best figures of 4 for 17. What a shot that was by Ajay. Played it very late, right in between short third and gully, and gets himself a boundary to get himself off the mark. An over ends up on a high for Viking, as 50 is up for them, 51 for 5 after 9 overs. A successful over for the bowling team. 7 runs and a wicket coming off the ninth over by Karam. Ritesh Awasthi will continue. 1 over, 6 for none for him. Both Karam and Awasthi also in with very short run up and looks to hurry the batter. Both medium pacers operates in the middle overs for Avengers. Well, that's beautifully played, but even better effort in the deep keeps the batter to 1. Well, both the batters were interested for the second run. This time played with the soft hands into the covers. Free bowler after that one, and that's well placed. So it will be a couple of runs. This is much better thinking from the batter. Instead of looking for boundaries, he looked for couple of runs. Very minimal risk involved in that one. This time he get a very thick edge outside edge. Fielder there in the gully was right at the edge, so single was on. Both the batters did well to cross over. Score moves to 55 now. We are into the 10th over. This will be the final over from this end. Once again, very full in terms of length. Driven handsomely all along the carpet, but it will only be a single. Good job in the deep. 3 fielders inside the circle, behind point, gully, and short third, whereas only fine leg inside the circle on the onside. So good field spread out. Once again, driven on the up, just wide of long off. It will only be a single. This is good piece of bowling from Awasthi. Bowling to his field. 6 runs so far of the over. Last ball of the over. Last ball from this end. Well, that was very full. Almost a Yorker. Ayush does well. It's a single down to long off to close out the over. 7 runs coming off that one. Vikings halfway through in the first innings. 58 for the loss of 5. Current rate 5.80 for Vikings. Winning the toss, opting to bat first. They doesn't get the ideal start that they were after, but halfway through, Tollywood Avengers will be delighted with their effort as they get 5 wickets and only gave 58 runs. Players will have drinks and there will be a change in end as well. So we'll be right back after a very short break. Well, there's a change in end. Will there be change in fortune for Vikings, or Tollywood Avengers will run away with the show as they did up until now? 58 for 5 at the halfway mark in the very first inning. Ayush Sai Samarth 22 of 18. Good signs for Vikings. Ajay AJ joining him 8 for 5 for him. Both the batters playing with very good strike rate, 160 and 122 be precise. Both the batters should continue the very way as they are in last couple of overs. Well, Karam will continue into his second over. Starts off with a length on the pads, walked away on the onside. Initially looking for two, but they are settling with a single. Vikings, rightfully, as the deep mid wicket fielder is very quick. Got onto the ball in a flash. Keeps the batter to one. Well, there's a check by the match official. Yes, that ball passing the ring test, and it's been handed over to the bowler. So the match resumes in the air, straight into the bucket's hands of covers, who hasn't have to move an inch. Well, AJ, the man dismissed. That was a nothing delivery from Anu Prasad. He gets the first one of the night for him. That was a poor delivery, I must say. Banged into the surface. Pace was not up for Anu Prasad as he's a medium pacer that sat up very nicely for the right-hander who somehow manages to hit it straight to the short cover of the back foot. That wasn't hit crisply either from the right-hander. Just gently hands over a catch to short cover that looked more of a catching practice there. No problems for Shashi as the extra covers accepts it gracefully. More than half of team now back in the sheds for Vikings as they lose the sixth. Ajay AJ, the man dismissed. Well, swing enemies there. That ball just missed the leg stump there. Good sharp work by the wicketkeeper. Takes the bails off in a flash. What a ball that was from Anu Prasad. On a length, this time pace was up. Skids through the surface. Well, Rocky Dhoni, the new batter in. He needs to be mindful of that. Well, this time he goes away from the right-hander, trying to stay away from the hitting arc. Rocky Dhoni still chasing that one, gets a bottom hand of the bat. Ball moves to the long off fielder for a single. Score moves to 60 for Vikings. 12 matches for Dhoni, 82 runs, averaging 8.20 strike rate, just under 99 for Rocky Dhoni, as he's in at number 8. Well, that's well outside that wide line on the off stump. Rightfully wide signal by the umpire. Score moves to 61. 61 for 6 after 10.4. The last ball of the over. Well, Anu Prasad has to reload that one. Once again, outside that wide line on the off stump. Very experienced player, Anu Prasad. Is more of an all-rounder. 267 matches for him, 62 wickets. Economy just over 9. Best figures of 5 for 14. This is much better channel. Attacking the stumps. Punched off the back foot. He does well in his follow-through. A good over from Manu Prasad. Wicket and only 4 runs coming off that one. So far, Once again, driven on the up, but this time wide of the bowler in his follow through. Batters will fetch a single for that one. 5 runs and a wicket coming off the 11th over. Vikings 63 for the loss of 6. Current rate 5.53 for Vikings. This will take them to 115, but they will be eyeing something over that one. They want the bowlers to have something to bowl at the moment. Tollywood Avengers running away with the show. Awasti will continue. 2 overs, 13 for none so far for him. Into his third over now. Starts off with a very full delivery. Ayush gets it off the bottom. Ball moves to the sweeper cover for a single. Score moves to 64. Full and straight and goes through the defense of Raki Dhoni as he did up until now. Looking for another biggie, and this time it's curtains for him. That ball crashing into the middle stump. Middle stump there, taking peg back as seventh one goes down for Vikings. Latest casualty, Rocky Dhoni dismissed for one. Cleaned up by Avasti. Gets first one of the night for him. Well, Vikings now in all sorts of trouble as they are 7 down, just 64 on the board. Well, this is bowling exhibition from Tollywood Avengers. Right from the word go, they have been on point. First, they have contained in first couple of overs, built pressure on the batters. Now getting their rewards. Scoreboard pressure was never off from the batters. New batter in is Mega Sham in at number 8. In fact, he's in at number 9 for Vikings. Cut away. Straight to the point fielder. Pick up and good throw. Well, Mega Sham there was looking for the quick single but sent back by Ayush at the non-striker. That's a dot ball. 187 matches for Mega Sham. 2,625 runs, averaging just under 17. Strike rate 109.51. Well, he has a part to play. No real contributions with the bat apart from Ayush at the non-striker. Well played off the back foot. Both the batters ran first hard. Very interested for the second one, but the bowler did exceedingly well to get to the ball and keeps the batter to one. Last ball of the over. Once again played off the back foot with the soft hands. Wide of that covers fielder. Batters will fetch a single for that one. An excellent over from Awasti. Only 3 runs and a wicket of Dhoni coming in that over. After 12, Vikings 66 for the loss of 7. Well, by the every over, Tollywood Avengers making the grip tight on this match. Ayush Sai Samarth is running out of partners, has lost 4 partners up until now. He's played well for his 26 of 23 deliveries with the help of 2 boundaries. Strike rate of 113.05. Strike rate was better, but as he was losing the partners continuously at the other end, his strike rate dropped back. and he's reduced significantly now, just 113. Well, Anuprasad, he'll continue. Starts off with a shot of good length delivery in line of stumps. Beautifully flicked away down to deep mid wicket for a single. Score moves to 67 with that single. Well, both the batters should look to score in terms of single for couple of overs from here on. They need to get a partnership in. No real partnership throughout this inning so far for Vikings. This is good. Played with the soft hands of the back foot and through for a single. Plenty of spaces for singles. Well, this time beautifully punched off the back foot down to sweep a cover for a single. Good throw, but just over that wicket keeper. Good backup by the fine leg fielder. Well, Megasham there was interested in the second run, but it was never there. Rightfully sent back by Ayush Sai Samarth. Three singles so far of the over. This time it was a slow one, beautifully disguised by Anuprasad. Well, Megasham on that occasion, way early into the shot. That ball was in the air for a while, but no fielder inside the circle in front of square on the onside. So it was an easy single in the end. But that was beautifully delivered slow one from Anuprasad, completely deceiving the batter. This time with an offer, cut away, but straight to the sweeper cover. That's been the story so far for Vikings. They have find the fielders on regular basis. So far, five singles of the over. 71 for 7 Vikings. 1.5 overs. 10 for 1 for Anuprasad. This will be his last ball of the second over. This time played with the soft hands, looking for that quick single, but well aware Tollywood Avengers had that cover fielder very close in, so it will be a dot ball to close out the over. Another good over for the bowling team comes to an end as 5 runs come of that one. This is a better result for the batting team as well, I must say. No wicket lost and 5 run score in an over is a good result for them in these circumstances. Well, that ball racing away very nicely. A misfield. Does that go all the way? Was that put in back in time? Yes, that was put in back in time. A good shot from the batter there, playing off the back foot, just wide of that cover fielder. There was a deep extra cover fielder as well behind him, who does a misfielding, but long off fielder does exceedingly well while backing up. Another good looking cover drive. Will they come back for second? No, they're not. What a field setup this has been from Tollywood Avengers. They have got the fielders in the right places. More fielders on the offside. Well, this time the bowler goes very full, attacking that stump. That was a Yorker there. Beautifully kept out by Megasham. Avasti will bowl out into his fourth over. This time a better looking shot and batter finds the gap. That's a boundary. With was there. He played it very late. Megasham there and cuts it right between short fine and point fielder. Much needed boundary for Vikings. That ball raced away very quickly off the surface. It drizzled for 5 to 7 minutes, but outfield still very quick. This time the ball goes over the head of the bowler, will cut off by long on fielder, so it will only be a single. Score moves to 79. This is much productive over for the batting team so far. Last ball of the over. Uppishly hit but will not carry to the deep fielder in the long on region. In fact, in the long off region. So it will only be a single to close out the over. A good one for the batting team as they get 9 of that one. 9 coming off the 14th over by Avasti. ViKings 80 for the loss of 7 after 14 overs. Ritesh Avasti finishes off. 4 overs 25 for 1 for him. He's done for the match with the ball. Run a ball 16, the partnership for ViKings between Megasham and Ayush. Well, they should continue on batting in the very way. Punched away off the back foot, a cracking looking shot, but there's a fielder behind. They ran the first one hard, but that was a rocket launched from the deep fielder straight into the hands of the wicket keeper. No chance for the second run as the batters settle in with a single. Anu Prasad continuing and he goes through the defense of Megasham. Well, what has happened there? That ball kept real low. Well, fortune favoring the brave and fortune favoring Tollywood Avengers as they get their 8th one. Megasham will be mighty disappointed. He's done in the bounce. He has to walk back, played well for his 8th, but now slowly making his way out to the dugout. Well, Tollywood Avengers mighty pleased with the result. Anu Prasad getting second one of the night for himself. Sends 8 ViKings batters back to the shed. 81 for 8 now ViKings. 2.2 overs, 11 for 2 so far for Anu Prasad. Economy 4.71. He's bowled exceedingly well. He's not the premium upfront bowler for Avengers, but still does exceedingly well in the middle overs. Has done well tonight. Alluri is the new batter in at number 10 for ViKings. Primarily a bowler, has a job to do with the bat and straight away gets out. Well, that was a very poor delivery. That was a down the leg delivery. Alluri looking to play glance, gets a leading edge, and the ball goes to the fine leg fielder straight in the bucket. Well, the fielder hasn't have to move an inch. Well, clearly luck favoring Avengers. The only fielder inside the circle on the onside was fine leg, and he picked the fielder to the perfection. A top edge could have gone anywhere, but he went straight to the fielder. Ninth one down for ViKings in the very 15th over. Now they are in danger of getting bundled out inside their quota of 20 overs. Anu Prasad with the third one. More of a fortunate one, I must say. That was not the ideal delivery, but the result remains ideal for Avengers and Anu Prasad as they get ninth one. Well. Nothing going right for ViKings. Well, now more fielders inside the circle for the number 11. Lakshman Master, the batter in 47 matches for him, 529 runs, averaging under 16, strike rate in excess of 108. He's got a very good career stats for a number 11 batter. A very short cover, mid on, mid off, both inside the circle. Well, huge appeal and given. Well. Lakshman Master there playing across the line. That ball wrapped on the pads. That looked as if it was hitting the leg stump. Umpire giving it in the favor of Anuprasad and Avengers. That's been sent upstairs, but it looked pretty adjacent. But Vikings sends it upstairs. There will be a ball tracking. Umpires will have a check at that one. We'll wait for the third umpire's decision, but it looked pretty adjacent. Looked like hitting the leg stump. If it clips the left stump, that will be enough to be given out, as he has been given out on the field. It needs to be missing leg stump in order to be decision reversed. Lakshman Master there, not happy with the decision given, straight away sends it upstairs. He was very confident, standing on the leg stump, hawking across the line, playing with the horizontal bat. It's not the ideal thing. Decision went against him, but will it stay or will it be reversed? If it stays, that will be it for Vikings. They will be bundled out inside the 20 overs. They will be just dismissed for 81. Technology will take some time, but it will be spot on. This is CineCric Premier League Season 3. Vikings taking on Tollywood Avengers. Coin toss fell in favor of Vikings. They have opted to bat first. They failed to put on the score. Completely collapse in the batting order. They're reeling on 81 for the loss of 9. 10th wicket given on the field, but was sent upstairs. We are waiting for the final outcome. Well, the decision took time, but it has arrived, and it has arrived in the favor of Tollywood Avengers. Yes, they get one more in their favor. And I'm afraid to say Vikings have bundled out in just 14.4 overs. Last man to be dismissed was Lakshman Master, who goes for Golden Duck. I feel sad for Ayush Sai Samarth, who stays not out at the non-striker end. 34 of 30 for him. He stays unbeaten, but 82 will be the target for Tollywood Avengers when they come out to chase. That's it from the first inning. It's a very sorry looking scorecard. No real contribution with the bat apart from Ayush. No one scoring in excess of 21. Satish and Vinith to open the innings for Vikings. Satish dismissed for 5. Vinith only managing 12. Revan Singer dismissed very early in his innings. He only managed 1. Sri dismissed for 1. Manoj run a ball 6 for him. Ajay AJ dismissed for 8. Rocky Dhoni dismissed for 1. Megasham dismissed for 8 of 10 deliveries. Alluri dismissed for naught. Last man, Lakshman Master, also dismissed for none. Ayush Sai Samarth, only doing the bulk of scoring, stayed not out. 34 of 30 for him, and he was strangled at one hand. And the bowling lineup went through. RJ Surya set the tone right from the word go. 4 overs, 17 for 1, economy 4.25. That is what built the pressure on the opponent. M. Naveen, the other opener with the ball. In fact, it's Naveen Raj, the other opener with the ball. 3 overs, 18 for 2 for him. These two, RJ Surya and Naveen Raj, set the stone right for Avengers, right from the word go. Then Avasti chipped in nicely, 4 overs, 25 for 1. Karam, 1 over, 7 for 1 for him as well. But Anuprasad, the captain, runs away with the show. 2.4 overs, 11 runs, and 4 wickets for him. Makes him the star of the bowling lineup. That's it. Vikings getting bundled out for just 81 for the loss of 10. We'll be right back with the chase. And Tollywood Avengers will be chasing 82. We'll be right back after a very short break. Do catch us on the other side on the chase. We are back with the chase. 82 the target for Tollywood Avengers. No better way to start off the innings as the bowling team gets the very first wicket at the very first ball. ViKings gets the first, draw first blood at the very first ball. Well, artist Surya cannot continue his brilliance with the ball. He departs at the very first ball for a golden duck. But Ayusai Samad continues the very way, unbeaten with the bat in hand. Gets the big fish at the very first ball of the innings. Well, wicket in the very first over will help the cause. They are defending a very low total Viking. They only have 81 runs on the board. So 82 runs is what they have in the tanks to play with. And for a wicket, Kumar Sai in early in at number 3 for Tollywood Avengers. 33 matches for him, 554 runs, averaging just under 20. Strike rate in excess of 142. Played one on the front foot, was looking for the quick single, but sent back by the non-striker. It's a dot ball. What a way to start off the innings. What a way to start off the innings for Vikings. They've got a very first wicket at the very first ball. Way outside off stump. Batter chasing for that one. Gets no connection on the bat. It's been given wide by the umpire. First runs on the board for Avengers. That too of a wide. One for one. Inside the very first over. Avengers chasing 82. Length delivery. Played with the soft hands and threw for a single. Good loud and early call. And both the batters makes the ground with ease. Anuprasad, the batter, now on strike. 267 matches for Anuprasad. 5,014 runs, averaging just under 22. In fact, 21.99. The average strike rate in excess of 101 for Anuprasad. The captain gets off the mark straight away. Just plays one off the back foot. There's a fielder behind in the point. So easy single to get off the mark, get things going for Anuprasad. 4 wickets for him with the ball. What does he had to add with the bat in hand? 3 for 1 Tollywood Avengers in the very first over. A very full delivery, handsomely driven wide of mid off. Good clean throw but misses the target. Both the batters making their ground with ease. This is CineCric Premier League Season 3, played at SCG. Last ball of the over. Well, a slow one, a variation very early from Ayush. Anuprasad just tries to defend that one, gets beaten. Good take by the wicketkeeper on the bounce. It's a dot ball to close out the very first over. An eventful over. 4 runs and a wicket coming off the very first over by Ayush. Tollywood Avengers 4 for 1 after 1. खोल दो. Raven Singer will share the new ball alongside Ayush. He's a medium pacer coming over the wicket. Starts off with a wide down the leg. 326 matches for Raven, 246 wickets. Economy just over 8. Best figures of 5 for 19. He's a very good bowler, but he started off with a wide. He needs to readjust. This is a much better line and length. A quick single, and both the batters completing the single with ease. This is excellent running between the wicket. Fielders majority inside the circle are right at the edge, so singles are unoffered. Apart from very short mid wicket and a short cover, all right at the edge. A length delivery coming in for the right hander. Anuprasad does well to keep it out. Inside edge on that one. Fortunate for Prasad that the ball doesn't go and hit the timber behind him. This match is getting interesting and interesting. Well, it would have been an easy chase for Tollywood Avengers, but ViKings are not going down without a fight. Length delivery cut away just towards the left of the fielder. Well, and huge appeal and brilliance in the field, in the point. A good pickup and a throw. But by the time bowler could have get the ball and hit the timber, the batsman was well inside. Well, the state umpire doesn't even feel like sending it upstairs. He's given it on the field. Not out is the call. Well, Kumar Syed, the non-striker, was halfway through basics, where you should let the ball pass through the fielder. Well, that's an absolute beauty from Revant. Anuprasad looking to play off the back foot. No real foot movement on that shot. Just trying to play from there itself. Gets beaten on the outside edge. That ball was very close to the shoulder of bat. This is good contest. This time he goes very full. Readjust his length and went full. Mixing up nicely here. Raven Singer not bowling at one channel, keeping the batters guessing. This time played with the soft hands, but point fielder was just inside the circle to cut that one off. He does that to perfection. It's a dot ball to close out the over. A good one for the bowling team. No, no, well, that was full and straight. Batter missing that one, and the match official has no hesitation. before raising his finger up. Well, second one down. Both the batters converging. Will they send that one upstairs? Non-striker looked, he was convinced. Striker went up to him, both having a chat. Will they send it upstairs? Or is it a second wicket for Vikings? Well, it looks like the batter is walking away. Well, still a discussion going on. Well, was it sent upstairs? We have no confirmation yet whether the batter has sent it upstairs or not. We have to wait for the umpire's call. Did he signal within the time limit or he did not? That's the question. Well, there's a very animated chat between both the match officials. They have conversed, but no signal yet has been made. Batters making the point that they signaled, but the umpire think otherwise. Sai Kumar, the man dismissed, LBW by Ayush Sai Samarth, who once again starts off with a wicket, gets the wicket at the very first ball of the match, then gets the wicket at the very first ball of his very second over. Tollywood Avengers 6 for the loss of 2 after 2.1. Well, there's the confirmation there. It was given out on the on field, sent upstairs by the batter, but it was confirmed with the technology that it's out. Three reds. Review lost by Tollywood Avengers. That two down. New batter in is AK-17. Well, tried to cut that one, but missing the ball completely. That's a dot ball. Excellent spell of bowling from Ayush Sai Samarth, getting the ball to move both ways, troubling the batters, both on the outside edge and the inside edge as well. Well, he's varied his length as well, attacked the stumps occasionally to surprise the batters. So successful up until now. This time he tried for the shorter one, but the direction was wrong. Down the leg, wide given by the umpire. Score moves to 7. Well, coming to AK-17, 333 matches for him, 6,551 runs, averaging 24.72. Strike rate 130.86 for AK-17. He's in at number 4 for Tollywood Avengers. Once again, shot, huge appeal, but that was clearly drifting down the leg. So no point reviewing that one as the bowler is walking away to his run-up mark. That ball was slightly short of good length, skids through the surface, doesn't bounce as much as it should have, wrapping the batter high on the pads but drifting down the leg. Very full delivery, got the outside edge. That ball just away from the short third fielder, beats him towards his left. That's a boundary. AK-17 gets off the mark in a very streaky fashion, but he'll take it. Looking for the cover drive, got a very thick itch. Outside edge, no one in the slip quadrant. No chance for the wicket keeper as well as for the short third fielder. That's a boundary. With that, score moves to double figures for Tollywood Avengers. 11 for 2 inside third over. What a ball that was from Ayush. Pitching full, getting the ball to curve away from the right hander, getting that outside edge. Well, that was too close to be cut away. AK looking to cut that one, but that was very close to the stump. Dot ball to close out the over. A good one from the bowling team. A good one from Ayush. 5 runs and a wicket coming off that one. After three, Tollywood Avengers 11 for the loss of two. Well, what a start. 15% charging. Revan Singer to continue. 1 over 2 for none for him so far. Into his second over. Starts off with a very good ball. He could have started more outside of stump. He started from the stumps. Ended up drifting on the pads. Batter not looking to play that one on the onside. Trying to get inside the line of the ball and play it on the offside. That's not the right thing to do. This time cut away very late and will beat the gully fielder towards his left. And that's a boundary. Much convincing one for AK-17. That was on a good length. Nothing wrong with the delivery. It's just the class of the batter. Beautifully gets into the very good position and plays it very late. Plays it with the thick part of the outside edge of his bat. and that ball raced very quickly to the boundary skirtings. No point chasing the ball in the outfield as outfield very quick at CG. This time very full delivery, looking for drive AK, but that ball goes underneath his blade. This is good changer from the bowler, Raven Singer. He's pushed his length further up, goes underneath the bat. Well, the bowlers. Once again, was there an outside edge? Huge appeal from the wicketkeeper, but no support whatsoever from the bowler and the other fielders. Wicketkeeper there was very convinced. He went up straight away, was pleading with the official, but he says not outs. Once again, beats the batter on the outside edge. This is good from Revant. Apart from that boundary, has been on the mark. Well, AK he's got couple of boundaries, but his proceedings hasn't been as fluent as it's normally for AK. Punched off the back foot, this time towards the left of cover point. That ball once again wins the chase. What a shot that was! Plenty of space there in between gully and cover point, and he picks that one to the perfection. Plenty of time for him on the back foot. Beautifully transfers his weight on the back foot and punches one right in between those two fielders. Gets the boundary. That's the second one of the over. Tollywood Avengers after 4, 20 for the loss of 2. 9 runs coming off that one. 2 overs, 11 for none for Revant Singer. Partnership now going along nicely for Avengers. 14 of 11, the partnership in between AK-17 and Anuprasad. AK-17 doing a heavy contribution in that one. That's a low full toss, driven hard off the back foot. Well, a clean pickup in the mid-on region. Would have been a mighty close. A clean pickup and a direct hit would have been mighty close as Anuprasad played that ball off the back foot. That was a low full toss. He should have been playing that one off the front foot, but his weight was entirely on the back foot. He still gets a single. Once again, a cover drive. Appeal for caught behind, but denied by the match official. Swing and a miss. This being an instance as where AK is got the ball right off the meat, but on the other side is being beaten fair enough time by the bowlers. So this is very exciting contest. AK up against two premium bowlers of ViKings. Good matchup. This time the bowler goes into the surface and AK was up to the task. Beautifully pulls it over the mid wicket fielder and he'll get a boundary. That's not the ideal thing for Ayush. He was bowling well, but he went to test the batter with the short stuff, but he got the answer there. AK getting a boundary in the square leg region. He moves to 16. 16 of 12. 4 boundaries for AK. All the runs so far he has scored that has come of boundaries. Well, what a start that is to have 100% of your runs are coming off boundaries. 25 for 2 after 4.3. Avengers chasing 82. Vikings in the very first innings got bundled out in just 14.4 overs for 81. 82 the target set. Two wickets going out, getting down very early. Vikings striking early, but this partnership getting Avengers back on track. Partnership worth 19 of 14. AK in particular looked very good. He's been beaten on the outside edge on few instances, but apart from that, he's played well. He's got 4 boundaries so far. 2.4 overs, 14 for 2 so far for Ayush. Is set the turn right for Vikings so far. A slow one there, early into the shot, leading edge, and a good catch in the point. Well, what a change up that was from Ayush. He cannot put a foot wrong in this match. First unbeaten 36 with the bat now gets the third wicket. All three wickets coming for Ayush. Well, the last man to be dismissed was AK-17. Looked good for his 16. Now has to walk back. Well, that was a beautifully disguised slow one. Very full in terms of length. AK looking to deposit one into the stands. Only managing to get an outside edge. That was a back of a hand slow one. Beautifully executed to get rid of AK-17. Third one bites the dust for Tollywood Avengers in this tricky chase. Well, this surface is a very good to bat on, but both the team have struggled. First Vikings getting bundled out for just 81 in 14.4 overs. Now Tollywood Avengers 25 for the loss of 3 after 4.5. What a spell this has been from Ayush Sai Samant. 2.5 overs, 14 for 3 so far for him. New batter in is Raviteja Verma in at number 5. A short one, but the direction was wrong. Rightfully wide called by the umpire. Score moves to 26. 197 matches for Raviteja Verma. 2,625 runs, averaging just over 17, strike rate 138.74. Is a very good middle order batter for Tollywood Avengers, but he has a job that is need to be done as Avengers need 57 of 91 deliveries. Looking to go hard, gets the inside half of the bat. So it's a dot ball to close out the over. A good one from Ayush, only giving away 6 runs and picking up a priceless wicket of AK-17 after 5. Tollywood Avengers 26 for the loss of 3. Will a change in the bowling attack? Vinith Abil now into the attack to bowl out the last ball of, in fact, the last over of the power play. 99 matches for him, 90 wickets, economy 6.81, best figures of 4 for 17. Starts off with a dot ball. A very good bowler, Vinith, into the attack to bowl the final over of the power play. Anuprasad, the opener for Vikings, still out in the center. Plays one with the soft hands and through for a quick single. Well, no one backing up there. Well, a very quick throw from the point fielder. First beats the wicket keeper with a good distance, and then the short fine leg fielder and deep square leg fielder both getting beaten. Well. These are four gifts for Tollywood Avengers, and they'll accept it gracefully. 5 runs coming off that delivery, single and a four overthrows. So all in all, 5 runs for Avengers as their score moves to 31. Length delivery. Raviteja Varma just playing that one off the front foot. One bounce and a catch for Vinith. Once again, a very full delivery. Once again, similarly played. Result remains similar to back-to-back dot deliveries. Raviteja Varma yet to get off the mark. Well, there's a slow one on the pads. Raviteja now gets off the mark, just works it away in the square leg for a single. Gets things underway with that single. Raviteja Varma. Well, that's a wide down the leg. A poor ball from Vinith. Should have bowling outside of stump or on the stumps. An extra effort there ends up giving up run for Avengers. Once again, down the leg. This time, wicketkeeper fails to collect that one. Well, that goes all the way for 5 wides. Well, once again, a gift from Vikings to Avengers. Another 5 extras. That ball just bouncing right in front of the wicketkeeper. A very awkward height from which the wicketkeeper was taking that ball. This time hit straight back. Bowler there got an hand to hit, but still not enough to stop that one. That's a boundary coming off Anuprasad's bat. That's not a straight bat shot. It's a slap. And that's a boundary to close out the over. A good way to close out the power play on the high for Avengers. Bowler did good to get hand to that one, but still not good enough. 43 for 2 after power play. Tollywood Avengers while chasing 82. Well, now they've got more than half of the total on the board. Lakshman Master now into the attack. Starts off with a low full toss outside off stump. Ravi Verma there looking to drive through the covers, get an inside half of the bat. Ball moves into the square leg. Initial stage. He was clueless where the ball went, but in the end he spotted the ball and threw for a single. A very good bowler. Lakshman Master straight into the attack after the power play that's in the air. Fielder there in the deep makes a mess out of that one. Well. What has happened there? That was in the air for a very long time. Long off fielder was charging in for the catch. Never looked comfortable there. In the end, that ball just going out of his reach. He didn't cover the line of the ball enough. Was not underneath the ball. In the end, it was too away from his body. Couple of bounces and a boundary for Anuprasad. Well, a good take by the wicketkeeper, but still not good enough as that ball was not coming off the bat. Anuprasad now looking to bat aggressively straight after the power play, looking to put pressure on the new bowler, Lakshman Master. Once again, a very aggressive shot down to long off. A slight misfield. Will they look for second? No. They'll be happy with a single. Well, there's a misfield at the bowler's end, but wicketkeeper beautifully backs him up, keeps the batter to one. Score moves to 48 now. Current run rate just over 7. Required rate well in control inside 3 for Tollywood Avengers. Well, a very full delivery drilled down the ground. Good effort in the follow through by the bowler. And it's a dot ball to close out the over after 7 overs. Tollywood Avengers 48 for the loss of 3. Lakshman Prasad's first over goes for 6. This is CineCric Premier League Season 3. This is a league stage match between, well, in the meantime, that's a poor delivery from Shri, who was introduced into the attack. Starts off with a short delivery on the pads. Beautifully controlled shot, just helping the ball on its very way. No one there in the fine leg, inside or outside the circle. So it was a freebie, and Anuprasad needs no second invitation. Shri clearly drifting down the leg on the pads, and these are easy pickings for the batter of caliber of Anuprasad. Anuprasad now moves to 21 of just 17 deliveries with that boundaries. His strike rate moves to in excess of 200. This time played with the soft hands into the covers for a single. This is what the good batters do. Immediately after getting a boundary, they prefers to rotate the strike. That is what exactly Anuprasad did. played with the very soft hands and allowed an early call for the single and completed his ground with ease. 50 is up for Tollywood Avengers, 53 for the loss of 3 in just 7.2 overs. Well, current rate 7.2, required rate now 2.29 as they are 29 away from the victory. Tollywood Avengers, they'll look to finish off as quickly as possible. ViKings got couple of early wickets once again. Ball racing away. Square leg will cut that one off, but it will be an easy couple of runs. Partnership 30 worth now. 4 for Ravi Teja. The heavy contributor will be Anuprasad in this partnership. The captain won. The captain Anuprasad doing well with the ball in hand, picking up 4 wickets. Now scoring the runs with the bat in hand. His all-round performance is nothing short of brilliance. 7 runs so far of the over, 2 deliveries yet to be balled. Once again, drifting onto the pads. Appeal for the leg before, but no support from the wicket keeper. Sridhar was interested in the LBW, but the wicket keeper showed no support from behind. In the end, they decide against the review. So all set for the play to resume. This will be the last ball of the over. 8 runs so far of the over. That was a very good one from Sri. That is where he needs to be, just outside of stump. Well, a wild hawk from Manu Prasad. He looked in control up until now, but suddenly he looks to swing one across the line, misses the ball completely. That ball was very close to the off stump. It's a dot ball to close out. 8 runs coming off the very first over of Sri. Tollywood Avengers 56 for the loss of 3 after 8 overs. Well, ViKings started off nicely, getting 2 early wickets, but from there on, they have only managed to get a wicket and they have allowed the batters to score runs. Well, that's in the air, wide of long off, fielder there makes a mess out of that one. Well, he did not went for the catch as understandably it was well short of him, but he could have easily stopped that one from going to a boundary. But a poor effort, I'll say rather a lazy effort there from the deep fielder. He should have been moving quickly towards his left, doesn't cover the line of the ball. That ball skids through the surface and crosses him. By the time he realizes that one, it was through. That's a boundary for Raviteja Verma. First one for him. Lakshman Master, the bowler, not really happy with the effort there by the deep fielder. Well, what happened there? We have to wait for the umpire signal. He says dead ball. Rightfully, as the batter clearly bailed away. Lakshman there having a chat with the non-striker and the umpire, but he's happy. Now back on to his run-up to deliver his next. Goes very full, very straight, and hits the timber. Well, Ravi Verma looking for the big shot gets the furniture behind him disturbed. Well, that's the fourth one for ViKings. Tollywood Avengers loses their fourth. Ravi Teja, the man dismissed. 60 for the loss of 4 after 8.2. Karam is the new batter in at number 5 for Tollywood Avengers. 60 for the loss of 4. Looking to attack the stumps, trying to get that LBW and bold in play. Lakshman Master drifts one down the leg. That's been given wide. Score moves to 61. 21 in the tank for ViKings to play with. A wicket here will get them back into the match. Well, yes, they get a wicket. Well, Karam there coming down the track looking for the big shot, but the bowler Lakshman Master has the other idea. Banks one in the block hole and goes through the defense of Karam. Karam there completely yorked himself. Well, once again, the furniture behind the batsman has been disturbed. Karam departs for naught, doesn't bother troubling the scorers, goes for naught. Now half of the team back in the sheds for Tollywood Avengers. 61 on the board, 20 balls still remaining to score. Well, this match, new batter in is Lakshman. Now Lakshman will face Lakshman. Lakshman Master up against Lakshman. Which Lakshman will get better of other? Time will tell, but at the moment, Lakshman Master has got 2 wickets. This over started off with a boundary, but good comeback, excellent comeback from Lakshman Master. First getting rid of well set batter, then getting rid of the new batter as well. Getting 2 wickets in the over, 2 deliveries still remaining in this over. Once again looking for that Yorker, but the batter does well. Just clips it away on the onside for a single and gets himself off the mark. Lakshman the man getting off the mark at the very first ball. Score moves to 62. 62 for the loss of 5. Tollywood Avengers while chasing 82. 20 runs still to be scored. Cut away. Straight to the point fielder, but they'll take a single. After 9 overs, Tollywood Avengers 63 for the loss of 5. They need 19 runs off 66 balls. Revant Singer will continue. 2.1 overs, 11 for none so far for Revant Singer. It's a very full delivery. Beautifully played by Anu Prasad. Revant got his foot to it, but not still good enough to stop that one. That's a single down to long on. Score moves to 64. 18 runs remaining in the tank for Vikings. They need to get 5 wickets. Well, there are plenty of twists and turns in this match. A wicket here will get Vikings going. That's a beautiful looking shot from Lakshman. Beautifully covered the line of ball and drives it all along the carpet down to long off for a single. This is batting of the highest order from Lakshman. He's done well. Run a ball two so far for him. That's hit hard. Down to long off. A slight misfield. They're coming back for second run. Chance of a run out. Direct hit and it's been given on the outfield itself. Well, an easy decision for the state umpire. Well, there was never a second run there. That ball never went far away from the long off fielder, and the batter there was well shot, not even in the frame. That is the reason why he's been given within the outfield. The outfield umpire there and there itself gives it an out. That was hit hard. Ball traveled very quickly to the long off fielder. Failed to collect the ball cleanly but gets the direct hit spot on. Sixth one down. More than half of a team now back in the sheds for Tollywood Avengers. Well, there's plenty happening there. 17 runs to be scored. Only 4 runs in the tank. Anuprasad, the captain, still out in the center. Unbeaten, 24 of 23 deliveries. Well, that's been given wide. Just outside that wide line on the off stump. Anuprasad chasing that sort of delivery. It's not the right thing to do. They need 16 of 62 deliveries. They have plenty of deliveries to play with. There's no need to rush in. Attacking the stump. That ball was beautifully played off the back foot into the point for a single. Score moves to 67. What an eventful over this has been from Revant Singer. 5 runs so far coming off the over and a wicket. That to a run out. Shashi is the new batter in for Avengers, Tollywood Avengers. They bat deep. 15 runs still needed. What a movement that was. A direct hit from long off to get rid of the batter. Last ball of the over. Shashi on the strike for the first time. Drives beautifully on the front foot. Down to long off. But extra cover fielder will cut that off. And with that single, we have come down to the halfway through in the chase as Tollywood Avengers have 68 on the board, but they have lost 6 wickets. Now 14 needed or 60 balls. There will be a change in ends. Will there be any change in the fortune for any team, or will this match go right down to the wire? 14 runs needed and 4 wicket in the tanks. This is anybody's game. We'll be right back after a very short break as players will have drinks. Lakshman Master will continue. Starts off with a good delivery, very full, attacking the stumps. A good fielding in his follow through as well. That was struck very nicely from Shashi, but only for naught. Once again, a very full delivery. This time Shashi looking to hit the ball into the long on, but the ball moves to the mid wicket as that came off the toe. That was a Yorker there from Lakshman Master. Is balled exceedingly well. Driven straight to the cover, short covers, who does well, but still not good enough to stop the batter to not as they cross over for a single. Fielder there in the covers was right at the edge, so it was an easy single. Full but going down the leg, clearly drifting down the leg. An appeal from the outfielders, but no interest whatsoever from the bowler himself and the wicketkeeper. Good delivery, but just off the target. Well, the plan is very simple for Lakshman Master. He wants to go full and attack the stump, looking to get underneath that ball, underneath the bat. And yes, he gets underneath the bat and hits the timber. That's the third cleanup job. Shashi, the man, cleaned up. What a ball that was. What a baller he is. As I was saying, plan was simple, looking to go underneath the ball, and yes, he does to the perfection. Shashi there, a second late. In a blink of an eye, the ball hits the timber behind. Well, seventh one down. Well, this match is going right down to the wire. 15 runs still need to be scored. 3 wickets in the tank. Well, this is anybody's game. In fact, it's 12 runs that is need to be scored and only 3 wickets in the tank. The last man to be dismissed was Shashi. Lakshman Master, Hi-Fi. After getting rid of Shashi, new batter in is M. Naveen CG in at number 9. Well, third one for Lakshman Master. What a bowler he is. 3 for 15 in his 2.5. This will be the final ball of his third over. Once again, goes under the bat, but this time not on the stumps. It's a dot ball to close out the over. A successful over from Lakshman Master after 11, 70 for the loss of 7. Tollywood Avengers still need 12 runs for the victory, whereas ViKings need 3 wickets. Well, Ayush Sai Samarth back into the attack. He'll ball out. Understandably, as ViKings searching for wickets, they're not wasting any time before going back to the premium fast bowler. Ayush Sai Samarth is the man who started the things for ViKings. Can he finish it off? 3 overs, 15 for 3 so far for Ayush. Now back to bowl out. Will bowl the 12th over. Anu Prasad, the opener, the captain, the lone warrior, still out in the center. Well, hits one. Aerial, but safe. Down to long off. It will only be a single. For a spell of bowling, this has been from Ayush. 3 overs, 3 for 16 so far for him. What can he add to that? Now Naveen on strike, played the ball with the very soft hands. Well, the cover fielder charged at that one, but Naveen was inside, getting inside, so he decides against the right direct hit. Lets the batter complete the single. Right thing to do when there's no one backing up. Now 10 runs away. Well, a length delivery attacking the stump. Anuprasad does exceedingly well. First was looking to play on the front foot, then adjusts, just rocks back and allows the ball to come at him. Plays with the soft hands and through for a single. Now required runs moves into single digit as Tollywood Avengers need 9. ViKings 3 wickets away. Now very short cover for Naveen. Length delivery once again beautifully punched off the back foot down to the sweeper cover. They are coming back for the second run. Yes, they'll complete the second run with ease. Poor bit of work there in the deep. That should have been only a single there. But the deep sweeper cover fielder was very slow off to the blocks. And they made full use of that one and gets back for the second one. Now 7 away from the victory. 5 runs of the over so far. 2 deliveries still remaining. This time a better looking shot. Ball raised away to the sweeper cover very quickly. So they are not coming back for the second. Previously the ball was played with the soft hands. So they had time to come back for the second. But this time it was thrashed very hardly. Hit on the up. That ball raised very quickly off the surface. So there was no time enough to come back for second. A good over for the batting team as they have got 6 of it. A delivery remaining in this over. Well, ViKings desperately in search of wickets. Well, I feel they need to attack more. They need to look to cut down that singles. Well, that was a slow one, a misfield by the bowler in his follow through. Well, the batters are coming back for second. Throw was wide at the bowler's end. Well, a better throw at the top of the stumps would have been mighty close, but they'll get two. Well, a good over for the batting team as they get 8 of that one. Well, after 12, 78 for the loss of 7. Tollywood Avengers now 4 away from the victory. Well, is there a twist in a tail or will it be a cakewalk for Tollywood Avengers? Aye, a very full delivery, but an inside edge. Wicketkeeper does exceedingly well to get to the ball, doesn't allow the batter to get a run off that one. That's a dot ball to start off the over. Lakshman Master now to bowl out. 3.1 overs, 3 for 15 for Lakshman. What does he has to offer? Low full toss driven on the up. Did that ball carry to the Kawas fielder or was it just short? They've completed the single. Full marks for the effort. The fielder there was diving forward. Did that ball carry? Ah, just about there. If he could have pulled it off, that would have been a blinder. Now, 3 runs away from the victory. Played with the soft hand, looking for the sharp single. A throw from the short mid wicket fielder, but he misses the target. Now score moves to 80. Now 2 away from the victory. I feel like Vikings should have more fielders inside the circle at this point to cut that single off. Anyway, they're going down, but they should make the batter think in a different matter. Upish straight to the mid off fielder was right at the edge on a bounce, but it's a single for Tollywood Avengers and scores are level. They've now got 281. That is what Vikings got in the very first innings. Now they are run away from the victory. Captain Anu Prasad on the strike. 31 of 29 deliveries. What a knock he has played under tremendous pressure. Take a bow, captain. Gets the winning run, drives it all along the carpet. Cover point fielder was right at the circle. So it was an easy single for the captain Anu Prasad who close out the match, and he will be the player of the match. 32 runs and 2.4 overs, 11 for 4 makes him the man of the match. 9.21 MVP points for Anu Prasad, the captain of Tollywood Avengers. Match summary: Vikings winning the toss, opting to bat first, getting bundled out for just 81 for the loss of 10 wickets. No real contribution. With the bat, no batter stepping on, apart from the lone warrior who remained unbeaten on 34 of 30 deliveries. It was Ayush Sai Samarth. Apart from that, no real contribution. No batter apart from Ayush and Avneet going to score on into the double figures. A sorry looking scorecard in the very first inning, getting bundled out for just 81 in just 14.4 overs. In reply, it was not an easy chase. Vikings gave their everything with the ball in hand, getting 7 wickets of Tollywood Avengers, but it was Avengers who just gets over the line on the back of the captain Anu Prasad, who stays unbeaten on 32 of 30 deliveries, will also be the player of the match. So that's it. We have from the Coinbugs. Do catch us with the exciting matches in the coming up week. It's me, Ali Hashmi, signing off from the Coinbox. Stay safe. Bye bye.